back in.
And Chopper 10 shows you a unique view. Marine biologists returned to Ocean View this morning to find out what killed a beached whale. Throughout the day, they worked non-stop in an area roped off by that yellow tape you see. It looked like a crime scene of sorts. Then on your side's Art Kahn got to go inside the tape this morning to give us a closer look at the investigation to determine just how the whale died. He's live now from Ocean View. Art.
Tom, your analogy to a crime scene is a good one. In fact, at times it looked a lot like scenes from the popular television show CSI out here as marine biologists conducted the messy task of a necropsy on the whale that has today been identified as a fin whale. Like the sei whale we spoke of yesterday, it too is an endangered species. Now, there were visible injuries on the whale's body that are consistent with the type of injuries that would be caused by the collision with a ship. However, those injuries don't necessarily tell the whole tale.
And I'd like to know if there's something out here that is destroying our animals, stuff like this. I'd like to know about it.
If it was sick, they need to know that. There could be something going on in the environment.
Marine biologists with the Virginia Aquarium agree, and they hope to have the answer to those and other questions with the result of the necropsy they are performing on this whale.
Linda described this. I'm not going to cut into it.
Scientists are taking samples from portions of the whale's body that sustained injuries believed to have been caused by a collision with a ship.
And we can actually tell by looking at those samples whether or not the animal was alive when it sustained this massive blow to the head.
But what if the whale was already dead when it was struck by a ship? Organs removed from the animal could hold the evidence to support that theory.
And they'll actually be sent off to a histopathologist who will look at them microscopically, and they can actually tell whether there's any disease processes going on as well.
So we'll probably have hundreds of samples from this animal, and they'll go to multiple facilities.
It is a very involved process, like any death investigation.
And we often talk about stranding scene investigation. You know, we're sort of the SSI.
The result of the SSI's investigation could have huge implications for not only marine life, but people as well.
These animals are really important. They're like sentinels out there in the environment. If these whales aren't doing well, then the potential for us not to do well is there.
Yeah, now it's going to be several months before the results of the necropsy are in. An interesting side note to this story, Mark Swengel, the marine biologist you just heard from in my piece, informed me that the congressional budget for next year has cut funding for something called the Prescott Stranding Program. That program pays for the kinds of things that were done out here today, this necropsy on these marine mammals. So, Tom, without that funding, they may not be able to continue doing this kind of research.
It looks like a very involved process, too, from the story. Thank you. Art Kahn reporting live from North.